chewy. Hello, it's Sissy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make some Chinese hand-cut noodles. It's quite easy, it's kind of foolproof, and I'm sure you're going to impress some friends and family at the next dinner party. So let's start. All you need is some flour, some salt, some water, a bowl to get everything together and shape a dough, and a knife to cut your noodles. I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to make it. I don't have any measurements, I don't have a scale, so you just have to come along and do what I do basically. Okay, first we're going to spoon some flour into the bowl. If you need any measurement, that old trusty tablespoon spoon is basically your best friend in this video. I'm going to use 3 really huge tablespoons. I mean really huge, like that. 1, 2, 3. And to that I'm going to add some salt. Also here, just take, I don't know, a pinch of salt. Salt is very important because it helps the gluten to develop, so don't skip on the salt. Next I'm going to take some water and stir in some water slowly, little by little. If I had to guess the amount of water I'm using, I would say it's probably half the amount of flour that I'm using, but don't quote me on that. Okay, then you're going to stir until you feel like that the dough is coming together, and then you can shape it with your hands. And also, if you feel like you put too much water in it, don't worry, just add a little bit more flour and then everything is as perfect as it's supposed to be. And then you continue kneading that mixture of flour until you get a small round piece of dough. Transfer that onto the table or a working plate and then continue kneading even more. I looked up some other recipe videos on the internet before and it's super interesting. It's an entire science about the dough, which type of flour to use, how much gluten content it's supposed to have, how much water to add, and whether if you should add baking soda or any kind of alkaline or any type of other substance to make it more chewy and stringy and just more easy to handle. This recipe is really basic and simple and really delicious, perfect for beginners. Okay, here we go. I have this bowl of dough. I'm going to transfer it back to the bowl, cover it, and then let it rest for about an hour. Hello, it's 1 hour later, I'm back. Let's see what the dough did for the last 60 minutes. Okay, let's uncover it. Be a little bit more smooth and more glutinous than before. Knead it again for a while so it can release all the stretchiness. And there's this technique that I have seen all the noodle masters do, where you would pull the dough, like press it, pull it, press it, pull it, press it, pull it, press it. You can do that, but you don't need to. If you want to make it like super fancy, please feel free to use that kneading technique. So noodles are widely eaten in the north part of China. I was born in Beijing because due to the climate, it's not that easy to grow rice and it's much more easy to grow wheat. So the north part of China is eating much more noodles and everything that's made with flour. So a lot of dumplings, noodles, and mantou. Mantou is basically Chinese bread. It's steamed dough. It's fluffy, it's soft, it's really good. And here we go, kneading again. But this is a very important step. Don't skip it, because this is what is going to ultimately give the noodles this stretchy, chewy, satisfying texture. Okay, Now that I kneaded the dough for around 5 minutes, I'm going to spread some more flour on my table so it doesn't stick. Put it on the table, get your roller and just roll it out. I just realized I forgot to mention the roller at the beginning, but you need a roller for the hand-cut noodles.
Now you want to roll out the dough evenly on the table. Make sure to flour the table so nothing gets stuck. And the thickness really depends on how you like it. I would say I like it probably 1/2 centimeter thick.
The next step is very important. You want to basically flour the surface so it doesn't stick together when you cut the dough. Flour the surface and then fold it. The way you do it is you take your dough and then you just do that. Slowly fold it so it looks like this in the end. And then you're going to take a chopping board. So I'm going to take my chopping board. What you're going to do is cut your noodles. Okay, let me show you. And the thickness also depends on how wide or thin you want to have your noodles. And I like mine a bit more thicker. So okay, so I'm going to show you in a close-up how thick they are. This is how I like my noodles. And you can do whatever you like. Just fluff them up a little bit so they don't stick together and put them aside. And there you have your hand-cut Chinese noodles. Pretty simple, huh?
And then you just continue cutting the rest of the dough, noodle shape. As I said, whatever you like, how thick or thin you like. You do you. Set up your bowl with some water onto the stuff and wait until the water boils up. In the meantime, I'll just fluff up my noodles a little bit more so they don't stick together.
Once your water is boiling, you want to transfer the freshly cut noodles into your boiling water. Make sure to stir so it doesn't stick together. It probably takes 2 to 3 minutes until the water starts boiling again and noodles begin to float on top of the boiling water. And then basically you're ready. They are ready, just strain them like pasta. Freshly boiled hand-cut Chinese noodles. Chewy. Okay, that's it. I look like a mess. But that's okay. It was all worth it. And look at me, I'm a mess. If you think all that was worth it, please give it a thumbs up for the video if you liked it. Comment on what Chinese recipe I should do next. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.